So one of the things Salafis do that's very tricky is that if you tell them that three tawheed theory was an innovation, they'll say, no, no, the Salaf believed in three tawheed theory, right? So if you ask them to prove that, they'll show you a quote from Abu Hanifa. And this is the quote right here, right? Allah Most High is called from above, not from below, because belowness is not from the attribute of rububiyyah or uluhiyyah. They'll be like, look, there it is, three tawheed theory. But they don't understand something here is that three Tawheed theory, it takes more than 3 lines to explain three Tawheed theory. First of all, three Tawheed theory is basically like, it's more of something that you say, okay, in order for someone to be Muslim, they have to have these 3 things, right? That's basically what three Tawheed theory. This has nothing to do with humans. You know what I mean? Like, three Tawheed theory is about humans. It's saying in order to become a monotheist, you have to believe in the oneness of these 3 categories, right? Uluhiyya, Rububiyyah, and the other one, right? This has nothing to do with humans. This is just saying Allah is the Most High, is called from above, not from below, because belowness is not from the attribute of lordship or divinity. That's all he's saying. He's just saying, look, he's just saying lordship and divinity. That's all he's using. He didn't even use the word tawheed here. He should be saying tawheed al-rububiyyah. He didn't say tawheed al-rububiyyah. All he said was rububiyyah. Big difference. You have to understand, look, three tawheed theory is saying that Muslims need to have these 3 tawheeds in order to be Muslim. This has nothing to do with Muslims. This is about Allah, right? This is about if God has lordship and divinity. No Muslim is going to deny that God is divine or has lordship, right? So that has nothing to do with Tawheed theory. Three Tawheed theory, if he believed in it, it would have been easier to explain it from this quote. If you just read this quote alone, you would never. You know what they're trying to do? They're just trying to find any quote in history that uses these words in the same sentence. And they do the same thing with At-Tabari. They just find a quote where he says Rububiyyah and Uluhiyyah in the same sentence, and they're like, look, there it is, three Tawheed theory. It has nothing to do with three Tawheed theory. Show me where he's saying that you're a kafir if you know do this and do that. It has nothing to do with that. Well, I just yani, I mean, it's hard for me to explain it because it's so simple. I mean, you just have to kind of think about it yourself. Just read this and then tell me where do you see three tawheed theory here? Where is he saying that you need to have 3 tawheeds in order to complete your shahada, right? Actually, even commented recently. It's like the other day, look, somebody, because Tabari, they use a quote from him where he says the same thing. All he does is use the word lordship and divinity. That's not the same thing as saying that Muslims have to have 3 requirements to become a monotheist, right? Because that's what three Tawhid theory is. And I commented this in the fun. I mean, maybe that's good, but he deleted his account. Hopefully, he realized he was wrong and he changed his mind. And he decided, I'm just going to delete my account because I don't want to just come out here and be like, hey, I don't believe in this anymore. But yeah, you can see what I mean, right? I don't know if it's like complicated, but the point is, like, remember three Tawheed theory. When I use that word, it's basically just the Muhammad ibn Wahhab theory that you need 3 categories to become a Muslim. It has nothing to do with Allah Himself, right? What Abu Hanifa is saying is about Allah. He's saying Allah has lordship and divinity. Affirming that God has lordship and divinity is not related to three Tawheed theory. Remember, Tawheed just means oneness, right? Remember, the one that Abu Hanifa is saying is related to God. God has lordship and God has divinity. The one that the Salafis teach is not about God. It's about a Muslim, a human, if he has the complete 3 categories. Understand what I mean? If you don't, you can comment and I'll help you understand it.